Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Dockliff here, and we got a kill confirmed on Bakaara from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. But it just depends however you pronounce it. I'm not going to get into that because, with the Mavin Peak, got into that and did not work very well. But anyways, this is I'm not going to ruin the score necessarily, but it is a Moab Fell, or MOAB Fell, however you want to pronounce that. Again, not going to get into pronunciations. It's just out of the question, so we're not going to do it. But this is a theater mode gameplay, and this is the only gameplay I did not record the night that the session was going on. I was playing with a few other friends, and I normally record every single game and like stop, start, stop, start. I don't normally record one session unless I'm doing a live commentary session, just for an hour straight or however long I'm doing the session. I normally just break it up into however long the game lasts and then stop at the scoreboard. So I don't know, I might need to start actually leaving it on for the full duration and actually, catching pregame lobbies, because some funny stuff can happen at pregame lobbies. I normally mute everyone, but I might stop just to see if they say anything funny or whatnot. It can be up in the air. But anyways, that's not exactly what I want to talk about in this video. If you don't know, which I'm pretty sure no one knows except for a few of my closer friends that I've told on Skype, but I recently had an injury and also recently had an MRI, and I'm going to get into that here in a second. But my injury was first described as a fractured tibia, which is inside your leg, if you don't know. The tibia and the fibia side by side, and apparently I fractured my tibia. And I was playing basketball. I guess I just landed wrong, and that was that. I didn't really question it any farther, but it turns out the doctor I went to was not exactly your defined doctor, if you know what I mean. It's not exactly the most professional nurses and doctors in the world. They're actually probably bar none, if you get what I mean. Because this just happened, and the injury literally hurt so bad I couldn't walk on it. So obviously, I can't really move it. And the thing is, by the time I got there, it was around 8 o'clock when it happened, 8:15, and I got to the hospital or the doctor's office or urgent care, whatever you want to call it, and it took me about 15 minutes to get there, and it was already swollen to the point to where I couldn't even move it. And to be honest, when it first happened, it didn't hurt as much. It was just sort of a pop. But later in the night, it was disastrous. It got to the point to where, as soon as I got home, I had to get back into the car because they gave me crutches. And let me just tell you something. They tried to put me in a brace. I couldn't. Keep in mind, I couldn't straighten my leg. It had to be bent. I had to bend it, and they tried to straighten my leg and put it in a brace. And I'm I'm supposed to be propping it up and putting ice on it, and it didn't exactly work like that. They tried putting it on a brace, but after all that, the discreet pain and whatnot, finally they decided not to put me in a brace and just to give me crutches and go home. And even with crutches, it still hurt standing up. So, I was in pain nonetheless. And finally got into the car, got home, and there's where the trouble begins. Because we have steps. And I could not really straighten my leg, and I had a foot that weighed 3 times its own weight because it was so swollen. So imagine hopping up 4 or 5 steps, it was 4 steps, but if you count the last one, entering the house, then yes, it was 5 steps. So basically, I had to jump 5 times with that much weight and like that much pain. So that hurt, you can imagine. And so I've just been laying off of it for about 3 weeks, and with that injury, I mean, you know, I laid off of it for like 2 weeks, and they wanted to send me to, you know, an orthopedic surgeon, or you know, orthopedic normally meaning they either specialize in the hand or the feet or the legs, you know, the movement, areas of movement, with whether it be hands or legs. So they specialize in like arms, legs, and all that. You know, orthopedic surgeon. Yeah, okay. I don't think I have to go into any more detail. And they sent me there, and long behold, I actually did not fracture my tibia. Instead, they have said that my growth plate is fused and it's causing a disruption. Now, take what you will from that, but my growth plate, or everyone's growth plate, I assume, is in between your knee and your tibia and whatnot, in between that area. And it got so swollen, they could not tell what it was. And when I went back, I'm pretty sure that's what it is now. And I wanted to talk about the MRI more, but you know, I kind of got carried away here because the gameplay is about to be over. But I want to talk about the MRI more. I haven't gotten any word on that yet to what it is. I'm assuming my growth plate, it is my growth plate, and it's healing now. I can almost walk on it. Like, I'm getting to the point where I can limp on my own. There's not really hardly any pain on it, but yeah, the MRI was freaky. I mean, I've never been to an MRI, and what they do is this MRI thing, if you don't know, I might bring one up on the screen right now to show you what an MRI is, the machine, but I had to go sort of like halfway in that thing, and it makes the loudest noise. At first, you know, you're like, no, this thing's not going to make any loud noise, you know, and then all of a sudden it goes, It sounds like a nuclear holocaust is about to happen. So, anyways, that's the game. I think my final score is 30-3 with probably around 20 almost 20 confirms, I'd say. So, hope you guys have enjoyed, and as always, have a nice day.